Hello everyone, my name is Shivsai. Today I am going to talk about the important topic in database management system, the surrogate key. This presentation will cover what the surrogate key is, why we use it, advantage and disadvantage real life applications. In any relation database, the keys are essential. There are uniquely identify each records in the table and it help to maintain data integrity. There are some several types of the keys. Primary key, the main uniqueness identifiers for the each record. Candidate key, possible options that can be several. What the way to structure the table? We got the idea that in terms of the layout, each dimensions have two parts. First one is attribute, set of attributes, and second one is primary key column. Let's focus on the primary key column. A primary key is a column is used to identify each record uniquely. It differentiates each row from the others to avoid the duplicates records. In our example, we have to store the primary key column. We join the two dimensions table to the fact table using this foreign key. అంటే ఫారెన్ కీ యూజ్ చేయాలంటే ప్రైమరీ కీ ఖచ్చితంగా ఉండాలా. ఫర్ బెటర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ లెట్స్ టేక్ ఏ insert some data into the store dimension table. We can show that store id is alphanumeric values is good enough to make each record uniquely, and it is not null and it is unique value for the each one. If notice store id is a primary key this table and it has a meaning. Using the natural keys there are some advantages. First thing, there are existing in the real world. There is no need to add artificial schemas. It is faster implementation. It is has a meaning. For example, S1001 this is store 1 ID. S1002 this is store 2 ID. It is easy to verify natural keys are best for the real world data. కానీ మనం డేటా వైరస్ స్కీమాలో ప్రైమరీ కీగా న్యాచురల్ కీ యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల అడ్వాంటేజ్ కన్నా డ్రాబ్యాక్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. ద మెయిన్ డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఈ స్లోలీ చేంజింగ్ డైమెన్షన్స్. ఇఫ్ S1001 మూవ్ టు ది అదర్ స్టేట్ ఆర్ మీన్స్ చేంజ్ ద స్టోర్ లొకేషన్, there will be a two records with the same primary key value. If state address will be changed but id should be same. In other case, the store id is closed or reopened after some period of a time, taking off a unique record. That store id should be same, very difficult to identify after some time. Multi-source system. Suppose in our example another store are required to a business. There are keeping store id as a number numeric value. Something like no can merge the data into this natural keys. They are compactable and we cannot be joined in the natural way. It is recommended to create an anonymous integer primary keys. This is called as surrogate keys. It is a primary key. Surrogate keys are also called as synthetic key, factless key, technical key. So what is the features of the surrogate key? It is numeric integer values. It grows sequential. It is have any business meaning. Let's talk about the benefits of the surrogate key. Constant behavior. If new store is added or introduced, or if move into the new location, these changes will be easily implemented in using surrogate keys. Case as it changes location, new rows will be created. A new surrogate key will be added uniquely. There will be a depend on these natural keys. Another case example, when store ID required a retail business, there are managing numeric values easily merge with this help of this surrogate key, and there are no question of the capability now. Faster query performance. We know the surrogate keys are used to join two tables for the foreign key. Since the surrogate keys integer values sustainably there is a size much smaller than operational keys. Lower size introducing they're very helpful for the faster query performance. Sometimes warehouse will be work in the future. For example, we can store a plant in the particularly expert location is not finalized in the store. The record will be surrogate key later in the update the storage ID. Missing fields there are some
Key characteristics of a surrogate key includes uniqueness. Each record gets a uniqueness identifier. System generated. The database generated it is not a user. The business no business meaning. Does not have a describe the data. It just a identifier. Stability. It remains a constant even if the other attributes are changed. Efficiency. Queries and joins often we run the faster using these surrogate keys. Now let's talk about the advantages of this using surrogate keys. Simplicity. There are easy to create a using this auto increment and GUI. Consistency. Even the natural data changes, surrogate keys are remains a constant. Performance. Since there are numeric, there are faster indexing and joins. Flexibility. There are avoid problems with the composite keys made up of the multiple columns. Security. Sensitive business data like Aadhaar number or email ID. It's exposed. Of course, surrogate keys also have some drawbacks. No real world meaning. They do not have a data additionals. Join the needed. Joins are needed. Extra columns. They add a new more columns for the every table. Risk of the menus. If overloaded, there are reduce the clarity and the database decisions. Dependency. There are system must allows the generated and maintained them properly. Here a quick comparison. Natural keys comes from the real world data such as Aadhaar number, email or employee code is as a meaning but there may be change over time. Surrogate keys taken as a real world meaning but they are stable and system generated. In particular, maybe modern databases perform surrogate keys because there are provided stability and simplicity. While natural keys can be still be used with the additional conditions. The surrogate keys are widely used to identify scenarios, enterprise databases where millions of records must be managed in the efficiency. Data warehouse schemas, data collected from the multiple sources. Surrogate keys help to unit records. When natural keys are composite, for the example, combining first name, last name, date of birth, and inferent, so surrogate keys is ID better. When natural keys can be changed, like a phone number or email ID address. Real thing surrogate keys are like roll number in the column classroom. His students' real world identity may be their name, but many students can have the same name. To avoid the confusion, school gives each student have a roll number. The roll number itself has a meaning, but uniquely identify each record student in the class. That exactly how surrogate keys works in the database. Let's look a simple SQL example. Here a student ID is a surrogate key. Even if the email address change, the student ID remains the constant. To conclude, surrogate keys are artificial identifiers that makes database design simple, faster and more reliable. They do not replace natural keys complexity, but they are also extremely useful for the large scale of databases where natural changes are because inefficient. Thank you for listening to my presentation on surrogate keys. I hope these understand the concept of clearly.